I just want to take the opportunity to be able to kind of show you some parts which were kind of difficult to record using tab mode, because obviously you kind of have to record almost machinima style. So one of the areas that I didn't get a chance to fully show you guys is actually the pool house. Obviously you saw the outside of it, but you never had the opportunity to actually see the inside. So I'm gonna get my sim to walk in so you can have a tour. Obviously I can do it even without her, to be, if truth be told, but it's always nice to have a sim kind of interacting with objects and stuff like that. Why is this thing not working all of a sudden? Literally when I was recording for the last 30 minutes or so, everything was moving really smoothly, and now I decide to do this and everything seems to be coming to a standstill for some bizarre reason. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and maybe save and see what happens. Okay, so we've managed to press save on the game. Hopefully that will speed it up, because sometimes that actually does speed up the game. As you can see, she's literally just jumped right in and almost like she teleported. But anyways, let's see. Okay, so as you can see, let me quickly actually briefly go into tab mode. You can have a look. It's literally got a cute little kitchen and a bar area. It's all functional. I've actually play tested this before, where I have been able to see if my sim can actually be able to kind of sit on the chairs there, and she has been able to sit on the chairs. So if you decide that you want your sim to have a party only in this section of the house, all your guests can actually come and enjoy themselves in this part of the property. And when you go further into the ground floor of the pool house, we do have, I'm going to put all the walls up so you can see properly. She actually has, you know, we've got one of those TVs. This is the TV that we actually got from the rewards. One of the rewards, it kind of came with rewards. So I kind of like the idea of that, because of the simple fact that obviously it looks like a picture, which adds to the decor, but then they can turn it on and make it a television. I really love this feature. And we've got a fireplace as well with some wood there, with a mirror up there. I made sure this kind of like had the whole brown, you know, kind of like a very brown warm feel. I really wanted to maintain that about this particular cottage. You could call it cottage, right? You could call it a cottage, you could call it a pool house. And then also I kind of went with the same theme when it came to the bathroom. As you can see, it's kind of like gold and browns. It has a his and hers sink, but it's got a jacuzzi bathtub. There's no his and hers for that. And one toilet. So one bathtub, one toilet, one shower. That's kind of how I made it. Let me put the walls down again so you can be able to see those items properly. So the shower's over there, two sinks, and we've got the jacuzzi tub there, and the toilet obviously is over on this side. And I kind of obviously made sure everything kind of like matched. Thankfully, I was able to find like flooring, wall tiles and everything that actually matched the entire aesthetic. So that was actually very fortunate when I was able to do that. I was also able to add almost like a mini library, you know, bookshelves at the back there, and then a quote rack on the side there. If you're listening to that, can you hear that? So what I actually did was wait a minute. Is that the birds? Because I know that I put wind chimes. Hang on. There. Because that can't be the birds that are actually making. So I put wind chimes, and they do make really lovely lovely sounds, not noises, lovely sounds. And I've got a wind chime, I think, there, and I'll also put a wind chime at the front of the main house as well. And when we go upstairs, it's completely covered, by the way. I wanted it to be fully covered so that there's some kind of a privacy as well, because the glass all here, it makes it very, very open, which is great because it brings in the sunlight, but it doesn't provide privacy. And I didn't want to kind of fill the front up with curtains because I felt like that was going to look ugly, and you know, I didn't want that. And I wanted to kind of stick to the whole greenery brown feel, and I think adding big curtains would have kind of messed that up, because these ones that I added here worked out better. These are actually, they look like curtains, that's why I use them as curtains, but they actually are found in the decoration section for is it wall statues, which is kind of bizarre. Wall decorations. So yeah, I was able to put another one of those televisions up here. Obviously, I upsized it, as you can clearly see. And I like the fact that I was able to put like a TV area, and I was able to also put like a lounging area, if that makes sense. So it's almost as though they've got, yes, they've got a living room downstairs, but upstairs as well, they've kind of got a chill area. So if you've got more than one person who is actually living here, especially when you have, if you've got the, is it not the Parenthood? I can't remember the name of the pack, but you know the pack where people can come over because they're having a hard time, blah, 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 and then they bring the entire family. This is where you can just stuff them and, you know, make sure they don't come to the rest of the house, and they can just spend all their time here. And if it's more than one of them, well, you can just add like a couple of, I don't know, sofa beds for them, but they will be able to share the television. There's one upstairs, there's one downstairs, and there's lounging areas upstairs and downstairs, which is perfect for, you know, people who are kind of like in a crowded space. And so I'm just gonna quickly go to my sim. She's so uncomfortable. So I have got Kawaii Stacy's Slice of Life installed, which basically gives my sim the time of month. So I'm going to just go ahead and make sure that she changes into a tampon, and then we're going to, does she need medication as well? I think she's fine for cramps. Yeah, I think she's fine for cramps. So it's literally just that she needs. So I need to just get rid of that, because that sound effect, the uncomfortable sound effect, actually gets on my last nerve. Anyways, right back up to the top so that we can continue the tour. It's 10 p.m. at night, sim time. So hopefully she will go to bed soon, or I'll make her go to bed, and then we can fast forward where we can see more daylight, if that makes sense. But with that said, whilst we're actually still on the nighttime, I do like the fact that the lighting, like I think I mentioned this in my previous video where I'm showcasing my build, but obviously this is where you get to see the build fully in motion, which makes me so happy. And by the way, thank you so much everybody for 200 subscribers. I am so ever so grateful, and what better timing than when I'm actually able to record my game once again.